since it's another day. Billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold and gray.
It's a good boy. You're not gonna commit suicide, boy.
And we're back with another episode of Bones Tubs. We're here on this Fat Tuesday. You know, this Mardi Gras.
Fat Tuesday.
It's that day you let your hair down and you live to excess.
Yeah.
Because for the next 40 days after today, you need to be panting it, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
You may ask yourself why I'm talking like this today. Well, unfortunately, my wisdom teeth are shifting real bad.
You sound like that baby murdering piece of shit from Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep the baby. I'm going to keep him calm. I'm going to make him comfortable.
My wisdom teeth are shifted, and unfortunately, I talk like this now.
You never did watch that Alex Jones thing on Joe Rogan, did you?
I watched about an hour of it.
Did you see Alex Jones getting to that? Like, he's talking in that accent, and Joe was like, seriously, you're freaking me the fuck out with that. Like, calm down. He's like, no, Joe, it's Southern comfort. Yeah.
Nah, I'm just joking. My wisdom teeth are shifting, but hopefully it does not affect my vocal performance today.
I got an entire dentistry set off Wish for like $7. Like, we could probably take care of that.
I'm going to be frank with you.
Yeah.
I've never been happy with Wish.
Yeah.
Like, Wish...
It's got this extra large coat, and it's a child's large, you know?
Wish is exactly... You know what? It's exactly what it implies. A wish, which is something that you can't have.
Yeah.
You
can't have it.
That you don't have and you probably never will.
Not if you don't
You wish you had a full dental set.
Right. I mean, they're stainless steel tools.
Okay, I'll take their word for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
But probably when you get them, something's going to be fucked up. Like, it's going to be like a doll set. Like, it's like you're building a miniature dentist office.
Yeah.
And you need a miniature set of fucking dental equipment.
Do not use for real dentistry.
Yeah. Don't use for real fucking medical procedures.
For use on animals only. You know?
Well, I'm pretty sure animals have the same medical instruments that humans do.
No, I just was trying to think of some weird disclaimers they might put on their shitty products.
Yeah. But no, how you all doing this week?
We got a new Patreon shout out.
Oh.
Go over to patreon.com/Bones and Tubs. We got Benetron Prime coming in strong at the $5 mark.
Ooh.
I messaged him on there to see if his shipping address was correct. We're going to send you out some bumper stickers.
Oh.
Bones and Tubs bumper stickers.
Bumper stickers.
We've got another shout out to Jess and Ryan coming strong from Central Alabama.
Ooh.
We were talking back and forth in the email. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did. I saw that, yeah.
Made going into the Factory of Sadness a lot better. You know, it's funny. I had a gun in my mouth. I was sitting in the parking lot, and I saw that email pop up, and I took the gun out of my mouth, put it back in the glove box, and it gave me the strength to move on through another week.
You're like, yep, that gave me enough strength for one more week.
Yeah. Suicide jokes aside, we have to give this out before we start the episode.
Yeah.
Before we start today's show, we wanted to dispel any illusions. We are not now, nor have we ever been, nor will be suicidal. I personally would not trust any reports that either of us died in a single car crash or of a heart attack, or a stroke, or an aneurysm.
Or a robbery, because we live in fairly low-crime areas.
I wait for robbery, too.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
It's because it seems like that's an MO, too, is to have a robbery where they don't steal anything.
Yeah, exactly. Neither of us do any intravenous drugs, opiates, pills of any kind, and we do not engage in questionable sexual practices in shady motels.
Yeah.
So, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
So that's our disclaimer.
There's a disclaimer for the beginning of the episode, because today we're going to be talking about something. Can you remind me who this came from?
This was Jess and Ryan.
Oh, they wanted to hear this.
From Central Alabama.
Okay.
Shout out Brohio Podcast for bringing them our way.
Yeah.
I told them we love them boys. Hopefully one day we can sit at a round table with no pants on. We can all do it, simultaneously.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the topic, Jess and Ryan. Today we're going to be talking about the Clinton body count.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and just a quick disclaimer. I mean, the world is full of happenstance and coincidence.
Yeah.
And that's really what we're talking about today. This is the notion that, think about in your life, how many, strange deaths have occurred? Questionable deaths around you, right? And you think about any person in any given life, no matter how many, say, even if you know a lot of people, how many, you could know fucking 10,000 people, right?
Yeah.
And of those 10,000, maybe just one, maybe one.
No more than 5.
would have died by strange circumstances.
Maybe an overdose. But somebody that had like a previous long history of drug use.
Yeah.
Car accidents, you know?
Yeah. But like, you keep dying of the same things.
What we come up with, about 47, 48.
And now I think if you look at all the research, because I was looking at it, that's a conservative estimate.
You know what's crazy? A lot of, I subsectioned it down in my head. There were certain categories of people that if you fit into this category or any of these categories and you're in the Clintons' life, you're going to fucking die.
Yeah.
That was people that Bill shook his dick at, put his dick in, showed his dick to.
Yeah.
Anybody that was going to snitch on them or have them investigated.
Anybody that was close to them in their daily machinations, like bodyguards and stuff like that.
What was the name of that investigation they were under? For
Whitewater
for real estate fraud.
Yeah.
And some personal investigators that were hired, they got killed. Or anybody that was in Hillary Clinton's way.
Journalists.
Yeah.
Who.
Former politicians that she ended up filling the seat of.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You know, I would say accomplices is another category of people.
Yeah.
People that were in on shit with them.
People that are trying to get a better deal in court by telling.
Like that interview I saw with John Kelly on the Higher Side Chats where he basically said that the reason Benghazi happened was because it wasn't an embassy. It was more or less just a gun running operation.
There was some type of thing, too, in a later show they talked about with there was like a hard drive or some sort of files at that embassy. Mm-hmm. You know anything about that? Mm-mm. Something implicating the Clintons in their fuckery, perhaps?
Well, then the guy said basically that the ambassador at Benghazi was involved.
Yeah.
And he was just collateral damage.
Do you know about Danny Williams?
No, I don't.
You got Google right now? Or is your computer off? I'll instruct you the same way I'll instruct everyone else. To go to Google and image search Danny Williams Clinton.
Is it Danny with a Y?
I've got it written down as Danney. That's how it came up in the Google search, but it might just be regular Danny. Danny Williams Clinton.
Oh. Than Danny Williams being Google searched, it's the second most searched thing on Google.
Yeah.
When it comes to Danny Williams.
I'm surprised he's not dead somewhere. But
okay.
Let's see. Danny Williams, according to Snopes.
I've heard of this dude. Yeah.
Snopes, Newsweek, and a tabloid magazine known as The Star, which I have heard before is owned in part by the Clintons, said that this is false. But let your eyes tell you if it's true or false. Danny Williams Clinton is Bill's bastard son through a African-American prostitute who, if you listen to his story, would get a check delivered to him, substantial amount for maybe like the first 8-9 years of his life. He's been trying to get a paternity test done, which the Star magazine claims has been done and is false, but I believe that's his kid. They look similar, I think.
Probably a higher likelihood of him being his child than Chelsea Clinton being his child.
That was my next note.
Yeah.
Chelsea Clinton. And the next Google search is, let's see, where is it?
Webster Hubble.
Yeah. Chelsea Clinton, not Bill Clinton's biological daughter, Webster Hubble. And they look exactly alike.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like a senior person?
Him and Hillary worked together.
The law firm. Was that the law firm where she protected that pedophile?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
They worked together very close.
He was tagging it out on the desk, raw dogging it, not pulling it out.
Yeah.
Coming up in them guts.
Yeah.
Making babies.
Apparently, and here's the thing I noticed when I was looking through all this, is that the body count is just something that's been going on, like, basically since they became a couple.
Yeah, I mean, they're fucking murderers for real.
And it draws the thing. Here's the thing, like...
Allegedly.
And this is what I'm going to say about it, is this, that when you look at the grand scheme of things, like, basically, when you look at all this, how it breaks down is that Bill and Hillary, I don't think were ever technically, like, in the marital sense, they were husband and wife like we think of a husband and wife.
No, they were more of a political marriage.
They're, a political marriage, two people who lusted for power, who come together, with totally different interests, but they realize that if they, like, and I don't think they're the only couple like this. Mm-hmm. I think something could be said about the Obamas being maybe part of that kind of narrative too.
Well, he's related to Bill in some way.
But like...
They're all related.
Yeah. But...
Michelle was a man, so who knows who he was related to.
Allegedly.
He called him Michael twice. I'm just saying. You don't...
I'll say allegedly just for some of our viewers.
How many times have you called Toe Beans Dave or something like that? Like,
yeah, that doesn't happen.
It doesn't because she's a female.
Yeah.
Without an alter ego.
Maybe
Anyway,
it's a nickname. You never know.
It's a separate show.
Michelle, Michael, that's kind of...
Yeah. I like to call
similar.
him Michael when he fucks me with that strap-on dick that's not really his.
Fuck me, Michael. God damn it. No, but it seems like, and this is what I was thinking earlier, because like one of the interviews I listened to, they were talking about how basically Hillary's a lifelong lesbian.
Yeah.
And the thing I think about it is like, I don't see anything wrong with being homosexual, right?
Right.
My biggest argument though is that like, even if like you decided to hide your sexuality so that you could garner power, what kind of human being are you that you've decided to forego love, which is quite possibly the most powerful thing a human being can feel, for power?
Yeah.
For the lust for power. That's what you got to think. Like, this person chose power over love.
That's gross, right?
It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
So that's what I look at. It has nothing to do with who they're fucking. It's about the fact that they chose they chose power over love.
Well, I'm going to run down this list. We'll get it started at least. Because it's a long motherfucker. Also, if you get bored later while you're pooping or whatever it is, go to Twitter and search hashtag Clinton body count. It's pretty trendy.
Yeah.
We'll be on that. This list comes from zpub.com. Number of people connected to Bill Clinton have turned up dead. Let's see. James McDougal, Clinton's convicted Whitewater partner, died of an apparent heart attack while in solitary confinement. He was a key witness in Ken Starr's investigation. So I'm sure that was an accident. Ron Brown, Secretary of Commerce and former DNC chairman, reported to have died by impact in a plane crash. A pathologist close to the investigation reported that there was a hole in the top of Brown's skull, resembling a gunshot wound. And I'll say this, a lot of these deaths involve getting shot in the head.
Yeah.
Suicides and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like they use the same hitman, you know? Like a really trusted advisor that has been a killer for them for years.
Well, I don't know if you have the name down, but there was also something having to do with the coroner that keeps getting used over and over again for the same people involved with them. They mentioned it on the
personal coroner.
Fireside Chats, interview.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sorry. I just interject that real quick.
It's very important to
that's
put
the
on
thing.
The record.
Well, to have the coroner be able to write in the autopsy report, it was suicide, not homicide.
I bet he's the wealthiest coroner this side of the ice wall.
Hell yeah.
You know?
The ice wall. Jesus.
Let's see. Resembling a gunshot wound. At the time of his death, Brown was being investigated and spoke publicly of his willingness to cut a deal with prosecutors. That'll do it every time. An interview with AFIP forensic photographer Kathleen blah 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 titled The Botched Ron Brown Investigation. Vince Foster, very famous former White House counselor and colleague of Hillary Clinton at the Little Rock's Rose Law Firm, died of a gunshot wound to the head, ruled a suicide. Mary Mahoney.
This is an interesting one too.
Yeah. Former White House intern was murdered in July 1997 at a Starbucks coffee shop in Georgetown. The murder happened just as she was about to go public with her story of sexual harassment in the White House.
Well, can I interject real quick on that one?
Absolutely.
Supposedly, a rumor had been going around that somebody with the initial M, they didn't know first or last initial,
somebody was about to start snitching.
Was about to fucking open it up. They were about to reveal that Bill Clinton was philandering with fucking all of his interns and shit.
Right.
So they started going down the list.
They printed off an alphabetical list.
And Maroney, well, that's her name, correct?
Yeah.
Maroney, unfortunately, was capped before Monica Lewinsky was, who did whistleblow.
Close.
Bill's philandering.
Yeah. So sloppy. C. Victor Razor II and Montgomery Razor, major players in the Clinton fund-raising organization, died in a private plane crash in July 1992. Paul Tully, Democratic National Committee political director, found dead in his hotel room in Little Rock, September 1992, described by Clinton as a dear friend and trusted advisor. Ed Wiley, Clinton fundraiser, found dead in November 1993, deep in the woods in Virginia of a gunshot wound to the head. Ruled a suicide. Ed Wiley died on the same day his wife, Kathleen Wiley, claimed Bill Clinton groped her in the Oval Office in the White House. Ed Wiley was involved in several Clinton fundraising events. Jerry Parks, head of Clinton's gubernatorial security team in Little Rock, gunned down in his car at a deserted intersection outside of Little Rock. Parks' son said his father was building a dossier on Clinton and allegedly had threatened to reveal this information. After he died, the files were mysteriously removed from the house. James Bunch died of a gunshot wound suicide. It was reported that he had a black book of people containing names of influential people who had visited the prostitutes in the Texas and Arkansas area. Arkansas. James Wilson was found dead in May 1993 of an apparent hanging suicide. He was reported to have ties to Whitewater. Kathy Ferguson, ex-wife of Arkansas trooper Danny Ferguson, died in May 1994, was found dead in her living room with a gunshot wound to her head, and this is one of my favorite ones. She had several packed suitcases as if she was about to go somewhere and then just decided to blow her fucking brains out. Danny Ferguson was a co-defendant along Bill Clinton in the Paula Jones lawsuit. Kathy Ferguson was a possible corroborating witness for Paula Jones.
So, just to interject here again, there's just a few of the names so far, and to me, even as a politician, outside of, like, let's say the Kennedys, all these people that have direct ties to them, we have campaign financiers, dudes that got books about prostitution.
Yeah.
Which, that one you can be like, well, that's just happenstance, but at the same time, he had a book about who visited prostitutes in Texas and Arkansas, and anybody knows that Bill Clinton was governor of Arkansas for like 10 years.
Probably slaying that prostitute pussy.
Yeah, and apparently running cocaine and guns, too.
That's, it's this little side job.
Trading guns for cocaine.
That's fine.
I
wonder what his septum looks like. I bet it's deviated. Yeah.
But yeah, it just like the amount of fucking bodies.
Yeah.
So like tied to these people is fucking unfathomable.
Right. What's crazy? The lady that was a corroborating witness we just talked about, Kathy.
Yeah.
The next one on here, Bill Shelton, Arkansas state trooper and fiance of Kathy Ferguson, critical of the suicide ruling of his fiance. He was found dead on June 1994 of a gunshot wound, also ruled a suicide, at the graveside of his fiance. Gandy Ball, attorney for Clinton, a friend Dan Lassiter, died by jumping out of a window of a tall building in January 1994. His client was convicted of drug distribution. Florence Martin, accountant, subcontractor for the CIA related to the Barry Seal Minna Airport drug smuggling case, died of 3 gunshot wounds. Susan Coleman reportedly had an affair with Clinton when he was Arkansas Attorney General. Died of a gunshot wound to the back of the head, ruled a suicide, was pregnant at the time of her death. I heard about this one too. Damn.
Yeah.
Jesus. Paula Grober, Clinton's speech interpreter for the deaf. From 1978 until her death in December 9th, 1992, she died in a one-car accident. Wonder what she heard.
Yeah.
Danny Casolaro, investigative reporter investigating Minna Airport and Arkansas Development Finance Authority. He slit his wrists, apparent suicide, in the middle of his investigation.
Which goes back to the notions about the ties to drug and gun running.
Yeah.
And supposedly his organization at his time in Arkansas was called the Hillbilly Mafia. Because they were fucking... Well, they were doing like a miniature... It seemed like they were doing a miniature version of what the CIA was doing.
Yeah.
They were trading guns to fucking rebels.
They were just small timing it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was like a smaller version of what the CIA was doing, like say with like Iran-Contra or something.
But that's why they liked him. He was ambitious.
Like, I mean, think about it. You're the governor. You can literally take control of an airport and say, this is state's property now.
Yeah, shit.
And now we're going to run cocaine out of it.
This is where the cocaine's coming through. I'm going to zoot it up my noozle.
Not to skip ahead real quick, but I just wanted to ask, because as we're going through this list, was there anything on here about Waco?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe Waco's at the
sorry,
bottom.
I didn't mean to skip ahead.
But bookmark that in your head in case I fucked up. I'm pretty sure it's at the end, though.
Okay.
The next one, we've got Paul Wiltshire, attorney investigating corruption at Minna Airport with Casolaro, and the 1980 October surprise was found dead on a toilet June 22nd, 1993, in his Washington, D.C. apartment. Had delivered a report to Janet Reno 3 weeks before his death. God, I forgot about that trainee. Janet Reno.
Yeah, I used to love Will Ferrell's impression of Janet Reno.
That was good shit. Oh, man, I'm glad my brain blocked that out. Now it's back. Let's see. John Parnell Walker, Whitewater investigator for Resolution Trust Corporation, jumped to his death from his Arlington, Virginia apartment balcony August 15th, 1993. Was investigating Morgan Guarantee scandal. Barbara Not So Wise. Commerce Department staffer, worked closely with Ron Brown and John Huang. Cause of death unknown. Died November 29th, 1996. Her bruised, nude body was found locked in her office at the Department of Commerce. Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, what the fuck, man?
We're not done.
Oh, I know we're not done. But goddamn, dude.
No.
Like, here's the thing. Like, okay, I just want to, like, step in so they don't have to, like we're just trying to, like, really drive the point home with this.
Yeah.
But, like, the thing you gotta keep in mind here is that can you name, like, here's the thing.
No.
Most politicians are, like, they're all skeevy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But can you have,
Nobody.
like, a fucking body count? Like, these motherfuckers got no polish, man.
No, man.
Zero polish.
It's all bad. It's all bad. We're not even close to personal staff yet. I'm just now starting to see it creep up on the bottom of the list.
Yeah. Sorry, I just...
No, that's what we do. It's the Bones and Tubbs show.
Yeah.
You know? Welcome to everybody, you know.
I feel like I just got to interject a little bit.
Sometimes you got to get it out.
Yeah.
Charles Meissner, Assistant Secretary of Commerce, who gave John Huang special security clearance, died shortly thereafter in a small plane crash. Dr. Stanley Hurd, Chairman of the National Chiropractic Healthcare Advisory Committee, died with his attorney, Steve Dixon, in a small plane crash. Dr. Hurd, in addition to serving on Clinton's advisory council, personally treated Clinton's mother and stepfather and brother. Barry Seal, drug-running pilot out of Mena, Arkansas. Death was no accident. Wasn't that the guy that testified to Congress about running the cocaine through the Air Force Base?
Yes.
Okay. Johnny Lawhorn Jr., mechanic, found a check made out to Clinton in the trunk of a car left in his repair shop. Died when his car hit a utility pole. Stanley Huggins, it just says suicide.
That's just accidental.
Yeah.
Like, the dude didn't even, like, know anything. He just found something.
Found his check. You know,
Yeah.
It's over. Suicide. Investigated Madison Guarantee. His report was never released. Herschel Friday. Attorney and Clinton fundraiser, died March 1st, 1994 when his plane... So all these motherfuckers dropped dead like in the same couple of years.
Man, planes are dangerous.
Planes, cars, bullets in the head, one hanging, you know?
Jesus Christ.
That's it. Let me restart there. Rip. Herschel Friday. Attorney and Clinton fundraiser, died March 1st, 1994. Plane exploded. Kevin Ives and Don Henry, known as the Boys on the Track case. Reports that say the boys have stumbled upon a Mena, Arkansas airport drug operation. Controversial case where initial report of death was due to falling asleep on a railroad track. Later reports claim the two boys had been slain before being placed on the tracks. Many linked to the case died before their testimonies could come before a grand jury. See the train deaths plus some comments.
Jesus.
The following 7 persons had information on the Ives/Henry case. Keith Coney died when his motorcycle slammed into the back of a truck in July 1988. Keith McCaskill died stabbed 113 times in 1988. Gregory Collins died from a gunshot wound January 1989. Jeffrey Rhodes, he was shot, mutilated, and found burned in a trash dump in April 1989. James Milan, found decapitated. Coroner ruled death due to natural... Damn it.
Wait.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait a minute now.
I can't even get the sentence out.
Wait a minute now. How? There's nothing natural about decapitation. There's no natural way you can die where your head just falls off.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
No, man. Those things are connected. Oh. Jordan Kettleson, found shot dead in the front seat of his pickup truck in June 1990. Richard Winters was a suspect of the Ives-Henry deaths, was killed in a setup robbery in July 1989. Here we go.
Yeah.
The following Clinton bodyguards are dead. Major William S. Barkley Jr., Captain Scott J. Reynolds, Sergeant Brian Hanley, Sergeant Tim Sable, Major General William Robertson, Colonel William Dinsberger, Colonel Robert Kelly, with Specialist Gary Rhodes, Steve Willis, Robert Williams, Conway LeBleu, Todd McKeehan. Oh, God damn it, man. So, let's see, more deaths connected to Clinton and his administration. Chinese journalist killed in the bombing May 8th, 1999, of the Chinese embassy in Yugoslavia. NATO bombed the Chinese embassy. Okay, so that was their go ahead.
Branch Davidians.
Yeah.
36 deaths.
That's a lot.
Now, just as a reverb for some of you new listeners out there, we did do a in-depth Waco episode many, many moons ago. If you'd want to go back in the backlog and listen to it, I would highly suggest it. And the ties apparently that the reason they made this like hit list, right, is because if you remember the Waco case, one of the big things they went after him for was having an excessive amount of firearms, right?
Yeah.
Now, supposedly, the reason they went after him in the first place was because they thought there was child abuse going on. But as we know from our fucking deep state cabal overlords, they don't really have that much of a problem with child abuse.
No, actually, they don't have any problem with it.
So
they prefer it.
So redirect your attention to the fact that they did, in fact, have automatic firearms and stuff in their proximity to fucking Arkansas.
The kids we've been fucking said those guys are fucking kids.
Yeah. So supposedly, now this isn't something that can be confirmed, but supposedly David Koresh and the Branch Davidians knew about certain aspects of the gun running operations that were going on out of Arkansas. So they killed them.
Jesus. We got the April 19th, 1995 bombing of the federal building in Oklahoma City. Death of 168 people. Yugoslav civilian death toll estimated at 500 to 2,000. In 78 days of NATO bombing of Yugoslavia, 24th March to 10th June 1999, Clinton said he supported NATO bombing the Serb television stations, despite criticism from some NATO allies who believe these are civilian targets. Serb television is an essential instrument of Mr. Milosevic's command and control, Clinton said. Clinton urges patience with NATO bombing of campaign. And then the total death toll in Iraq from bombing and sanctions between 1.2 and 1.7 million
But then
people.
again, that's one of those things where like you can tie that kind of wholesale death to a lot of
Central Intelligence Agency.
A lot of leaders.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same thing about Obama and Bush, for that matter.
This list doesn't have...
But those aren't, like, and I say this and I don't mean it in the way that some people might take it, but those aren't personal like the most of that list that we named off.
Yeah.
Because the people in Iraq, civilians, didn't have any ties to the Clintons.
No, they just happened to be there when the Clintons were there. You know, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, like that goes to the old adage that Stalin said about a single murder is a tragedy. Mass murder is a statistic.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I probably fucked it up. But
it's a good bastardization, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Whatever I said, he said the same exact thing, just in a different way. Yeah.
I get it. This thing here at the bottom says, the body count, all these people have been connected with the Clintons in some form or another. We have not included any deaths that could not be verified or connected to the Clinton scandals. All deaths were listed chronologically by date. This list is current and accurate to the best of our knowledge as of August 2000. So we've had about 18 years since then with nothing added to this list. But we know Seth Rich, JFK Jr., yeah.
I mean, he was running against Hillary Clinton, and he was probably going to win.
Not if you're dead, bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
He's not going to win if you're dead, stupid.
Yeah, dead men can't run no office, though.
It's too bad he was flying a plane. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're gonna get in the bed with the Clintons, well, it's hard. How are you supposed to get around? You can't drive cars because they fucking make car accidents happen.
Yeah.
You can't fly in planes because they'll make those motherfuckers explode.
Right.
I mean, you're not really safe anywhere because they could just make your head fucking blow up.
Suicide everywhere. That one dude was in the fucking woods by himself, you know?
Yeah.
The other one was trying to visit his wife, who the Clintons had killed, and he killed himself at her grave.
The one dude fucking got decapitated naturally.
Yeah. Didn't it come out, too, with Paula Jones and some of those ladies that, like, the violent threats? Were there violent threats that Hillary Clinton had given them?
She was basically saying, like...
veiled threats?
Yeah, she was, that, and she was trying to, like, basically say that they were whores.
Mm-hmm. And
that they had no credibility.
Yeah. I wonder how many people, allegedly, Hillary Clinton might have, like, force finger fucked in her time with AIDS in the office. Not HIV AIDS, but, like, staffer AIDS.
Like, staff AIDS.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
She's a vicious lesbian. You see some of those pictures.
Yeah, but, like I said, I don't really, like, hate on her for that.
I don't either, but I don't like that you lied to me. Don't tell me that you're a...
I mean, years ago, it almost could be used as an excuse, but like I said, this is, once again, we're talking about people who picked personal love.
Yeah.
You know, which is something that, in my personal opinion, between two consenting adults,
it's right up there with care.
Yeah, it's something that you should probably strive for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unless you're
you picked that.
Dark occultist that's obsessed with power.
And I would go on to say that I'm pretty sure even though Hollywood gets it wrong a lot of the time, that's one message that they've generally tried to express is that love is more important than fucking ambition.
Yeah. How many 2020 hopefuls do we have in the Democratic?
Jesus, too many.
Selection? So, but I mean, it's not more than 47. So, I'm just saying, probably ought to stay off the planes. Probably ought to make public announcements about not killing yourself and stuff.
According to yesterday's news reports, someone asked her about that, and she's not running.
Oh.
But I'd wait a couple years and then watch. I guarantee they feel like they're grooming Chelsea for some shit.
I'm sure they are. They make her real dad really proud when she gets in the office.
Chelsea Hubble.
Yeah. Hubble Clinton. You know, maybe she'll run as a trusted old vice president advisor. I just wonder. I bet she's running somebody in this campaign though. Like, I hate to talk about politics because all government is slavery, right?
Yeah.
But let's just be honest. Like, we all know Bernie Sanders took a payout, shut the fuck up in the last election when it got stolen from him, and now all of a sudden he's running again. He's got all these large contributions, like probably on the payroll, dog.
I don't know. It's hard to say where exactly this one's going because it seems like there's a definitive schism and fracture within the Democratic ranks.
Yeah. Communist, not communist.
Pretty much. Like
old world order, new world order.
Well, moderates. I call them moderates.
Yeah.
Moderates and socialists.
Mm-hmm.
Which apparently it's not a bad word to call someone a socialist anymore.
No, man, it's crazy to go back through history and see like all the legitimate worries of socialist infiltration, and now it's like, that back then that's not happening. It's not having nothing to worry about, and now it's perfectly cool to be like, I'm a fucking socialist.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I remember back when we first started the show, I made a reference because Bernie Sanders was still in the race back then.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of this socialist talk, and I thought it was going to go away. Mm. And I said even back then, I was like, I'm now referring to socialism as equal opportunity enslavement. So I think I'm just going to go back to referring to it as equal opportunity enslavement again.
It's a solid reference.
EOS.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, I think John Kelly put it best in his Fireside Chats interview. Of the 300 some odd million people in the United States, he's like, I'd easily say about 200 million are fucking stupid.
That's true. It's depressing, really.
But I tell you what, like probably one of the last things I want to talk about on this episode, because it's just been coming up over and over again, is the notion of the 5D.
Yeah,
we've been seeing it in our own lives.
Yeah, straight up lunks, just mental midgets are just waking up to fucking pretty advanced stuff.
Yeah, I've been approached by people that have never ever wanted to talk conspiracy or anything with me before. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey, have you heard about this? Like 5 years ago. But I'm glad you're finally fucking...
Welcome to the party.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hopefully there's some food left here at the table for you, you know?
Yeah, but in that being said, to our listening audience, I'd like to say this, and that's that if you know these people who are waking up, help them.
Yeah. And
even beyond that, the people that haven't woke up yet, you can help them too.
Yeah.
You start dropping the seeds in them. It starts with the simple things. You know what I mean?
Share the Bones and Types podcast.
You can share the Bones and Types podcast. I don't know. We might be too meaty for some.
Sometimes you gotta wake them up with a sledgehammer.
Or turn them on to turn them on to natural law, or talk to them about Building 7.
Yeah. Fucking A.
We're talking about the Gulf of Tonkin, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Get a dialogue started with somebody out there about this.
Maybe ruin your own life and look up like black fibers in the food. Look that up. Look up some super crazy shit to make you fully lose touch with reality.
Look up chemtrails.
Yeah.
Any of these things.
Solar radiation management. You know? Look up what's in the vaccines.
Yeah.
Why is there pharmaceutical drugs in our water? Why is the flicker rate of a television got a patent on it for mind control?
Yeah.
Throw out your TV,
Yeah. I mean, you're good getting this information from us, We're not gonna fuck you over. We're not, we're not some dumb shit. We're not like Momo. I can tell you go kill people and stuff.
Fuck ass Momo.
It's fake. It has to be.
I don't know. Even if it's not fake, it's just another fucking step in the endless proven amounts of things that are run by weird satanic pedophiles that want to slide things into children's programming to get them to kill themselves.
Maybe for the lulz.
I guess. I don't know, man.
And just a personal, well, not personal, but just on a side note, if you if you want to go check out a really good documentary.
Yeah. Okay. I thought we were going to go here. Yeah. Straight to the feels.
Yeah. If you want to check out a really good documentary, I watched it the other night with Toe Beans, and it'll hurt. It'll hit most, I'd say anybody above the age of, I don't know, because she felt it too. I'd say anybody above the age of like 25 can watch this, and they're going to feel it right in the feels.
Some type of way.
It's called Won't You Be My Neighbor? It's a documentary about Mr. Fred Rogers and his career as a children's television personality. Amazing documentary. And I told my podcasting partner, I was like, we don't deserve him. We didn't deserve him because he was such an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And anybody that says otherwise, anybody that because they talked about how people shit on him because they're blaming him for the fucking snowflake generation and shit like that. They could go fuck themselves because that's not what his message was.
No.
They just unfortunately can't understand what the fuck he was talking about when he was trying to tell people hey, you know what? You're special.
Have care, bro.
Yeah. Care about yourself.
Care about others.
And care about others.
Don't be a psychopath.
Yeah. You don't have to be a fucking astronaut to be unique.
He was my favorite type of Christian too. He wasn't one that Bible beat you.
Yeah, and
even name drop. He'd just be living Christ example.
I didn't know he was the minister. He was legit. He'd been in a seminary and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because you never would have caught that from his show, and that's the beauty part of it is that he was exuding all those things that a good Christian should be about.
Yeah.
Without, proselytizing.
I said that for a long time. If you could just take the Bible and cut out the red words, or just the parts with Jesus talking, that's a completely different game. Jesus was a solid cat.
Yeah, totally.
Love everybody, but don't take no shit, dog.
Love thy neighbor, love thyself.
Don't exchange money for, specific animals at temple, or I'll whip that ass.
Beat that ass.
I'm gonna knock that table over, dog. I got sandals on. I'm about to stomp your face. Get some of that Jew sandal,
No, but I think that about wraps it up for us today.
It does. We got a couple more minor things to mention.
Oh, some housekeeping.
A little housekeeping. Speaking of ministers, on the other end of the spectrum, the end that doesn't have anything to do with teaching you to be a good person. If any of you out there, listeners of the Bones and Tubs Nation, are sexual freaks, or you like to know about people getting put down on St. Andrew's Cross, or people shitting on religion, or any of those things. If any of those things sound interesting to you, head on over to Instagram.com and then go to the search bar, type in REV_DoNasty, all one word.
All one word.
Reverend DoNasty.
Hey, this is the thing about him though. He may be a sexual deviant, but at least he's out in the open about it. You know what I mean? He doesn't try to hide it and say that he's not.
No, man, that's what we've been in private talks in the factory for a while of him and his philandering and his madness, and I finally convinced him to put it all out in the public eye so he can make money off of it.
And what I have to say to that is, because I know that it's nothing nefarious. It's done with consenting human beings.
Yeah,
is chase your bliss.
Chase your fucking bliss.
Not really for me, but go ahead and, do what you do.
We're all about rising you up here. If you're a part of, the natural law life and you're all about consent and care, we just want you to live your best life. Do what it is you want to do.
Check out that Reverend DoNasty.
Check him out. He'll be on the show eventually.
That's going to be a hell of a show too.
I guarantee it.
He's a
mess.
He's an interesting character.
He's my mess,
Yeah. But yeah, go check him out.
I don't know.
Hey, if you haven't been over to the Patreon yet, why don't you go on over there?
Yeah.
Join the nation for $1 a month.
We need to get off of our fucking lazy assholes and start putting content on Patreon. We've been talking about it.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to start doing that. We need to figure that out.
Yep. It's just
probably in the next week or so. We need to just really hammer it down.
Matter of doing it,
Road talks.
Yeah.
But
we've also I really liked, and I'll go back to it again, normally you have to pay $1 a month to get me to shout you out on the show, because I'm a cheap prostitute. But I did really enjoy my email thread when I talked to Ryan and Jess.
We like feedback.
I like feedback. I like knowing you guys listen. She's like, hey, just let you guys know, when you make fans for life. And that's what we've always kind of hoped for.
Yeah.
It's like we wouldn't get the fly-by-night people that as soon as we said one thing about somebody they liked,
they would stop listening to us.
I'm really glad to know that you guys are out there. Thank you for reaching out.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed your shout-out. Hopefully you enjoyed the topic.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah. We generally care about you.
Yeah.
It's nice to know you're out there.
You go check out our Instagram if you want.
Instagram.com/bones and tubs.
And once again, I'm going to extend this invitation for probably the 4th time now. If any of our listeners are musicians,
yeah,
you want to get their music on the show, or if you wanted to write a special Bones and Tubs theme,
yeah,
yeah.
Did you see that on the King and Sting?
Yeah,
they did video submissions.
Yeah,
they had a guy write in their personal new theme song. Like, that's cool, man. If you want your work featured on the Bones and Tubs show, send us an email with your music to bonesandtubs@gmail.com.
You know, it'd be cool too if you want to hear, just like Jess and Ryan wanted to hear about the Clinton body count. If you want to hear about something in specific, don't hesitate to send something to us, and we probably will fucking do it eventually.
Yeah, if you want to hop on the Patreon and hit us that way and give us financial compensation for it, we will hit it right off the rip. But if not, we will put it in the backlog.
Yeah,
it'll get done eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I think that about does it for us.
It does.
We hope you guys enjoyed the show. We hope to see you next time. We hope you guys have a good week. We'd like to thank Ryan Simpson for letting us use his music on the show.
Yeah.
Have a good Mardi Gras. Be responsible.
Yeah, I'm about to go get arrested right now.
Yeah?
So, whatever.
Be responsible. Eat some king cake. Maybe some jambalaya. That dirty rice mix.
Yeah.
Maybe some fried okra. I don't know. I don't eat fried okra. It's fucking gross. But
come on, man. It's good.
No. It's slimy.
Okra, mashed potatoes.
I will eat mashed potatoes. But
put them in my mashed potatoes.
But enjoy your Mardi Gras and enjoy the beginning of the Lenten season, as it is for any of you out there that are of the Catholic persuasion or Lutheran. I don't know how many we have, but
yeah.
Thank y'all for listening. We hope you have a good week.
We love you.
We really do.
It's a complete reversal. It's the last rehearsal. Call it the final revision. But don't call it religion. It's a complete upheaval, a purge of man-made evil. It's not malice or reprisal. It's our only hope for survival. What of the uncertainty? the truth.